Yo, what's good, YouTube? Hope you guys are having a wonderful and beautiful day. And guys, before I get into this video, I just want to thank you guys so much for the support on the previous video. I was not expecting that many people to even watch it after being gone for a month. Wasn't expecting as many people to even comment on the video, but you know, seeing all those comments, obviously I'm not a huge YouTuber, but being able to see all those comments and the support and the advice and the feedback, it was just awesome, and it really motivated me to try to do my best up until FIFA 16 comes out and really do my best to kind of inform you guys if I'm going to be gone for a few days by letting you know in a video. But I also saw a lot of you guys suggesting or asking to do like a formation review or a squad builder type of thing. And I think I'm going to do that, and I'm going to start off with the 4-3-2-1. Now, formations has been a popular topic amongst the FIFA community for a while. A lot of people think there's a magic formation to make you play better, and there's really not. A lot of people can make certain formations work better than the person next to them. So, you know, there's people out there who live and die by the 4-1-2-1-2, but when I use it, there's something that just doesn't click for me. Now, I know there's custom tactics and things of that nature that you can use to make it fit your style a little bit better, but I'm a type of guy who I don't want to deal with custom tactics or anything like that. Instructions, I'm more than happy to do. They're very important in this year's Ultimate Team, but as far as custom tactics, it's not that I think they're cheesy, guys. It's just that I don't want to go through the hassle to create custom tactics. I just want to make a team and go and play. I don't take it that serious that I have to win every single game I play to make sure custom tactics is all set up and it's fit to my liking. Other people, by all means, there's nothing against custom tactics. You can actually, I think it's actually allowed in professional play and quote-unquote professional FIFA play from my understanding. So if you use custom tactics, by all means, nothing against you. It's just something I don't do. So all my formation reviews or suggestions are based on just default. No custom tactics, nothing of that nature. Now, you guys are looking at my go-to team as of late. I've been using the 4-3-2-1, and if you watched my Race to Division 1 series, this is the formation I turned to when I was struggling a little bit. Now, the 4-3-2-1, it's a formation that kind of took a back seat for the past 2 years. I used it in FIFA 12, but didn't even really look to it in FIFA 13. Everyone knows how dominant the 3-5-2 was in FIFA 13. And then a lot of people switched to the 4-2-3-1 and the 4-1-2-1-2 in FIFA 14, but this year, narrow formations are just rock solid. And I know at this time of the year, you guys have been playing the game for a few months now, so you guys probably know that already. But the reason why I like the 4-3-2-1, it's because it can fit a lot of different play styles that can defer you from either playing narrow or playing wide, and that's why I really like it. So the team I've assembled here, obviously it's got a lot of pace up front. And unfortunately, this formation, you do have to have a decent amount of pace on your left forward and right forward to make it work. I've tried it before with just people who have like under 80 pace. It doesn't work as well, which is unfortunate, which kind of ties into my previous video where I talked about sometimes players with not that much pace, it makes your team not play as well. I'm not a pace whore. If you guys have been watching me for a while, I'm not a pace whore. I actually don't like using, I don't like turning to pacey players, to be honest with you guys. In fact, this is probably the paciest team I've ever used in a few years, to be 100% honest with you guys. And you guys can look through all my videos and even, you know, check to verify that. But with that said, you do have to probably use the left forward and right forward with probably 80 plus pace, 85 plus pace, and good shooting and finishing stats, because you're going to be scoring a lot of goals with your left forward and right forward. Now, if you guys look here, Royce has 37 games and 37 goals, and Bale has 37 games and 43 goals. Keep in mind, all of these stats are in Division 1 play only. I haven't used this team in any tournaments or like friendlies or anything like that. And then Benzema here has got 26 games played. I forgot who I had in there before, but he's got 19 goals. But look at that assist, 20 assists. So make sure if you're going to use a striker that's oh, you know what? I used Mario Götze at first as a striker, and it wasn't working out. He was a little bit too weak, and he wouldn't stick to his position. Not sure why I really tried him out there. But in any case, make sure you have a striker that's got decent passing because he's going to get a lot of assists, as you guys can see. Now, I want to talk about the formation, and then I'm going to get into some gameplay. Actually, I might just zoom into some gameplay while talking about the formation. The great thing about the 4-3-2-1 is you can play narrow and you can play wide. You guys know narrow formations are really solid this year, but the reason why you can play wide is because once you get the ball to your left forward or right forward, you can go on some pretty nasty skill runs while stretching out the pitch a little bit. And you can do that especially when you have a 4-star skiller with good dribbling, where you can just skill through the left back if you're using your, you can skill against the right back if you're using your left forward, and against the left back if you're using your right forward. So if you can get past their left back or right back, then you've pretty much got the whole left wing or right wing to do whatever you want. You'll see in my previous video where I had gameplay footage, a lot of times Marco Reus would just get down that wing and I'd be able to skill, cut inside, and just take a shot. And it's like guaranteed goal with that guy, man. He's one of the best forwards I've used on the game. Now, the great thing is about this formation, you guys have seen me play, you can play a nice possession style game. You can actually play a really, actually, you know what, before I get into that, let me show you guys my instructions before anything. As you guys know, the central midfielder here is going to go ahead and stay back while attacking. The rest of the things are going to be default. And then the only two things is press back line and get in behind for the left forward. And it's the same thing for my right forward. So those have the same instructions and it works really well. It's also a good idea if you want to play on defensive. I usually don't play on defensive. I usually play on balanced. But with this formation, sometimes you get hit on the counterattack. So make sure you hit it on defensive. So just to get that out of the way. But it's very important to have really good a good left back and a good right back because they will help you in your attack. So Marcelo has been amazing for me, probably the best left back I've used this year. And, you know, just make sure you get your left back and right back involved in the play. A lot of people overlook their left back and right back, and they just they put anyone there, and it's not a smart idea. Make sure you pick someone with well-rounded stats, good defending, good physical, but also make sure they have decent passing. They don't have to have amazing dribbling, obviously, but just as long as you can get the ball to them and advance up the pitch together as a unit. That's the best thing about this formation, is that you can advance as a unit. You use your midfield, pass to one another, and then advance as a unit. You've got a great attack. And then while you're setting your central midfielder to stay back while attacking, he'll defend for you very, very nicely. So if you're struggling getting past through divisions, if you haven't hit Division 1 yet, definitely try out this formation, but try out what I'm suggesting and try to use a pacier left forward and a pacier right forward if you have been using slower players. Like I said, I suggest someone with at least 80 plus if you're going to use this formation, just because you really need it to get around some of the defenders, especially after the patch, since the patch has made defending much easier than it was. Now, for your midfield, you want to have a good passer and someone who can dribble the ball and hold the ball. So Cruz has been that guy for me, and Rhoda has been my favorite defensive midfielder this year on the game, and he's a non-rare gold, 77 rated overall. He's been amazing for me, man. One of my favorite. He's great at just everything. He's just an all-around great player. And then I've got Gundogan right next to him, just to be that all-around midfielder that he's not necessarily a box-to-box, but he can do a little bit of everything for me. So that's how I pair up my midfield. I've got one of everything. So just keep that in mind. Some people like putting just 3 well-rounded midfielders, so they'll have like Yaya Toure, Vidal, and I don't know, let's say Pogba as their midfield, you know. And while that's a great midfield, it's a great midfield, by no means is that bad. It's just a little bit too defensive for my liking because of their physical and defensive stat, with them not having the greatest dribbling, not the greatest passing. So I always like to have a midfielder with decent passing, decent dribbling, one that can defend, and one that kind of has all around. So I have one of each in my midfield, and you got to use your middle. It's very important to use your midfield in the attack. There's a lot of people I see who use this formation. They'll pass from their defender to their forward and try to do everything 1-on-4 or 1-on-2. It's just not the way to play this formation. If anytime I try to get people on the counterattack and it's not working for me, I'll hold up the ball with my left forward and right forward and pass it back to my midfield and then attack with my midfield. So it's been honestly working very, very well for me. I've been winning way more than losing. I'll tell you that much. And again, everything's in Division 1. So you guys have been kind of seeing the gameplay in the background here. But definitely try it out. It's definitely in my top 3 formations, no doubt about that. 4-3-2-1 is definitely in my top 3 formations, and the 3-5-2 is up there as well, which I'll probably go over next. But this team has been really solid for me. It is an expensive team, which is unfortunate because I do like showing you guys teams that are a little bit more affordable. They will be more affordable once Team of the Year comes out because the market will crash, which is another thing. If you guys haven't sold off your teams, well, let me rephrase. If you guys care about saving a bunch of coins and you haven't sold off your teams, make sure to sell off your team because you're going to be in a lot of trouble. The market will crash. Hardest that it's crashed this year because Team of the Year is a crazy time. It actually is it's a great time for FIFA because it rejuvenates you a little bit. So something new since we've kind of been dealing with the same thing over and over. The Team of the Year is also nice. And I'm hoping it's a good Team of the Year this year. I'll probably make a different video on that and kind of go over some trading techniques until we get there. But I'm probably a little late on this video since it is late into FIFA, and you guys probably have already stuck to a formation. This is of no help to you, but I'm hoping for those of you guys who are still struggling in Division play and trying to get to Division 1, hopefully this helps out a little bit. With that said, guys, again, thank you for the support. Leave in the comment section what kind of video you want to see next. Do you want to see another formation just kind of talked about? Or do you want to see a trading video? Now, I know I didn't really go into too much detail with the 4-3-2-1. I kind of gave you an overview of why I like it and how to play it. Just keep in mind when you play this formation, get everyone involved. Get your left back involved. Get your right back involved. Get your midfield involved in the play. Do not just pass it to your attackers and pass it in between your attackers. Don't do that. A lot of people get stuck by trying to do 1-2s with their left forward and striker or their right forward and striker, and they get so one-dimensional that they just get themselves into the same rinse and repeat strategy, and it just won't work for you. Just get your midfield involved, learn how to hold up the play, use that left trigger. Great to shield off defenders now after the patch, so definitely use it. Shield off your defender, hold the ball a little bit longer, and then just find open lanes with the passing. It's a great formation. I think you guys will really love it. And again, put it on defensive if you have trouble with the counterattack. With that said, guys, I'm gonna be out. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. Leave a comment in the comment section below for your feedback. I do read through most of them. And if you have any questions, please send me a tweet. And I'll see you guys really, really soon.